welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. This is Mike here, and today I'm going to be doing, I'm not sure if it's a review yet because just getting started, but I'm going to talk about my new log splitter. You may have remembered several videos ago I did some log splitting videos with a log splitter that I got for free from my neighbor that didn't run anymore. It was an antique. I got it running, split a bunch of wood, had a bunch of wood therapy. We were not burning wood at the time, and so eventually I ended up selling that to get some money to buy something else. But anyway, we've decided to upgrade the manufactured home with a wood burning stove that we're supposed to get next month. So now I've got new motivation to look at splitting wood and having some wood resource. Anyway, that's what the video is about today. I'm going to talk about my purchase, and I haven't seen too many videos other than from the manufacturer on this splitter. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about it and tell you about it and tell you about my experience. All right, guys, as you can see, this is the 27-ton Boss industrial log splitter. They have several sizes, and this I think is their smallest gas powered size, and it features the Briggs & Stratton CR950. It is made in America, which is kind of unusual for log splitters these days, and made in Wisconsin maybe. Anyway, back east somewhere, and this is it. And I'll show you the stats up here on the VIN plate. And what's it say? I think it weighs like 475 pounds. Has your little manual holder. And obviously I've used it some. It's a little bit dirty. Has a 2-inch hitch, like real chains and such to hook up. You may have caught a glimpse of my little cheapy hour meter. Keep track of oil changes, hydraulic fluid stuff. Takes 3.5 gallons of hydraulic fluid. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna drag this sucker over to the other side of the pond where I have a big, huge, gigantic tree that came down, and I had a buddy saw it up with his big, huge saw, his steel saw, and I'm gonna start splitting those big rounds. So we'll see how it goes. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience in the purchase. And it's not a reflection on Boss, because they actually were very responsive when I emailed them. But I'm going to tell you what I went through. So I purchased this Boss splitter from Costco online. They delivered to my house with their white glove service, was what the ad said. They retail around $18.99, somewhere in there, depending on what ad you look at online and whether you look at Boss's website or other places. They are a little bit cheaper here and there. Anyway, Costco had it for $13.99. Thought that was a fairly good deal. Having it delivered to my house, avoiding Washington state tax, etc., living in Oregon. Anyway, so it was delivered to my house by a box truck, and supposedly it's all put together, ready to fire up. You just have to add fluids. So I added fluids and started it up. So after I started it up, it wouldn't work, and so I had to start investigating. One of the things I discovered in my investigation was that the folks that put it together, the white glove delivery service provided by Costco, left one of the plugs in the hoses, so it was not getting hydraulic fluid to the piston to run it back and forth. So that was my first discovery. My next discovery was after it ran for a few minutes, the motor became loose, and it was because they tightened the vibration washers down so tight that they all came apart and crumbled. So I had to take the motor off and reattach it with, I put new washers on. Further communications with Boss said it really doesn't need the vibration washers, and they would take them out of the packet if it was up to them, because that's something Briggs & Stratton offers. And you can get all kinds of vibration washers and attachments. I just put new rubber vibration washers on there, tighten it down, it was fine. But just another spoke in the wheel. Also noticed with the white glove service that those delivery folks neglected to put the axle bolt on all the way and provide the pin that was supposed to go in it. And anyway, I emailed Boss about all my specific issues, even though it wasn't their fault, because they send the unit out crated, and typically the owner or the purchaser puts it together. And they're sending me new bolts, new pins, and new washers for the motor, although they said, like I said, it doesn't require it. We have split probably about a half a cord of wood with it so far to kind of play with it, test it, and it works very well. And after I got through my little issues of the delivery problem, it's performing well. So we're going to take it across the way and see what you think. Downhill. Not super stable in this dirt. I'd prefer to have it attached to something, but that's kind of the way it goes, just where we're at here. Did I mention there's an open invitation for anybody that wants to stop by and wrestle logs with me? These are fun, and I'm sure some of my loyal subscribers are gonna remind me of all the tricks they told me the last time that I was splitting wood, because I was sitting here thinking about, what did they say about splitting around the outside and then working to the middle or whatever. Anyway, there's a lot of advice out there for splitting woods, and probably I forgot most of it since the last time I was splitting wood on my old antique splitter. But anyway, in my defense, these bookers are really heavy. Eventually I'll get something to sit on and I'll be able to maneuver. But that one round that I split, I think you could see that on the video. But anyway, that's probably, I don't know, a third of a tote there. Obviously I just threw it in there because I'm going to be stacking it over at the house, and I got to manage to drag it back over there, so there's no sense stacking it in there and then stacking it again. So hopefully I'll be able to just dump it over there and then stack it in my new pile. But anyway, making a little headway. I think the splitter's doing a great job. By the way, before anybody says, I do have a 4-way head coming for this splitter. Boss makes their own, and I think it was like 99 bucks, so I have that on the way. And I don't know, I think I mentioned what I paid for this already, but so I have the 4-way on the way. I think it's supposed to be here in a couple days. You could see on some of these rounds there's a little bit of punkiness on the ends. We'll see what we end up with. Eventually I want to get all of this out of here anyway, so I might be more particular once I start stacking as to what I keep and what I do in the burning the outside fire. Obviously there was an issue with the tree, that's why it came down. So anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching this. I'll try to include a little bit more clips here and there of what I'm doing, and keep working away at it. Oh my Lord, if you made it this far, then you are a true fan. Another log splitting firewood video. Like YouTube needs another one of those. That's not what this is about. This is about the Boss log splitter. Is it the cat's meow? Not sure yet. I was able to keep it busy. Some of these big rounds I had to do a little twisting and turning to get it to pop. Most of them popped pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Obviously, it's not the biggest one they make. I think it's the smallest one in the gas side of things. They do make several electric ones, which I can't speak to. But anyway, I appreciate you checking it out, stopping by, and it's yet to be seen, but so far I'm pretty happy with it. So take care, and we will talk to you soon.